Good morning, feministing. Good morning, world. I decided I'm going to do my Not Oprah's book club on the video style this week. For no other reason other than I figured out how to use this webcam, which, feministing, aka Vanessa, so graciously figured out how to get. So I thought I'd make use of it. And I wanted to talk about a book that I've been reading as part of research for the book I'm working on, which I think a lot of you know is a collection of New Yorker-style profiles, like 7,000, 8,000 words, on young people who are doing really interesting social change work. And one of those people that I'm profiling, his name is Raul Diaz, and he's from Los Angeles. LA in the house? I didn't really get LA, actually, to be honest, until I went this last time and for this reporting trip, and I hung out with Raul and hung out with some other folks who were really amazing and realized how awesome LA actually can be. I had a sort of sour taste of LA my other trips. So anyway, LA, I am newly converted to your interestingness. But that's all a sidetrack. I wanted to talk about this book. Let's see if you can see it. G-Dog and the Homeboys. Celeste Freeman is the author. And it is about this Jesuit priest, Father Greg Boyle, who has done incredible work for over 20 years in East LA, particularly over the last, kind of in the late 90s, with really volatile, really violent gang population, which, I kind of remember being a teenager and hearing a lot about it in the news, and the kind of mainstream media line was about these super predators, right, which actually happened to be 16-year-old guys, 16-year-old kids. And unfortunately, all of that media framing and also some of the way criminologists talked about them dehumanized them and created all of these incredibly harsh laws that did nothing to really heal them, but mostly just punish them. And it was an incredible problem. It still is an incredible problem. In the 16 square mile area of Boyle Heights that is patrolled by the Hollenbeck Division of the LAPD, there are 60 different gangs into which an estimated 8,000 members are divided. So the turf wars, the violence, it's incredibly real. But the sort of decision to create punitive measures to meet that real problem was totally misguided. And that's something that Father Greg Boyle, this Jesuit priest who at the time was pretty young when he first started working with the kids, realized, and he used a much different approach, as you might imagine. So I just wanted to read a little section to you. In the end, Father Greg Boyle did not make peace in the barrio. What he did instead was profoundly change the life of every gang member he came in contact with. The change didn't come en masse. Rather, it took place on an individual basis, kid by kid, soul by soul. But although he could change them, in the end, he really couldn't save them. I can walk you right up to the door of manhood, Greg has taken to say to his kids lately, but I can't walk you through it. I thought I could, but I can't. You have to walk through that door by yourself. Not all were able to find the strength to walk through the door, and sometimes the loss feels unbearable. However, others have come to understand the thing that every son must understand of a father, if the son is to achieve true adulthood, and what every good parent must face with humility. Greg's job was never to save them. It was to love them. Yet it is precisely because of that love that gradually many of Father Greg's homeboys have finally become strong enough to save themselves. So a beautiful kind of conclusion. I'm not ruining anything, by the way, to this book, which is so much about this idea that if you give kids, particularly in low-income areas, without a lot of sort of cultural capital for the sociologists out there, or sort of, the resources, if you give those kids more opportunities, more love, more celebration, if you make them feel seen as opposed to punishing them, clearly creating boundaries and creating ramifications for actions that are unacceptable, particularly violent actions, but also really creating a community of love and a community of, teenagers feeling like they're really being seen, and you see incredible results. Father Greg Boyle has now sort of created this giant center near Chinatown in LA that is called Homeboy Industries, and the tagline is, "Nothing stops a bullet like a job." And Raul Diaz, the guy I'm profiling for my book, works there. He actually grew up in Boyle Heights, but he works there, and he helps guys who are getting out of prison between the ages of 18 and 25 do sort of re-entry stuff. So anyway, these are just incredible people. The book is really amazing. G-Dog and the Homeboys. Check it out. And I urge you to think about the ways in which your love can be transformative and a tool of social justice. How can you love better? How can you love less conditionally? How can you love people who need to be loved and aren't? So on that sappy note, this is Court signing off. My cup of coffee. Alice Paul Institute mug. Thank you, Alice Paul Institute. I hope you have a great day.